Well, first I want to talk a little bit about how we came across our work of art here. Walked over and we were like, wow, that's awesome. Like that's the one. We came up with this idea that we saw sort of this, almost this like, this vein right here specifically on the heart. And I was like, well, what if the heart is a giant gachapon machine and it dispenses different characters that you then use to fight each other? You collect these sort of masked characters that all have one different ability, like one different specific skill that they can do.
So every time you press on the space bar, it rotates this little hammer around 360 degrees around the entire guy. But if you really want to, you can just do this for a while, meaning that this is probably a pretty good move. Maybe a little
Beginning of day 2. What are you guys up to?
We are getting our list of heroes, fighters that we're going to work on.
Ooh, solid.
Yes.
Solid. Well, nice.
I'm working on the level. It's basically 3 concentric rings. There are really 2 concentric rings and a center. Over the course of about 8 seconds, each ring will disintegrate into the next until you're just left with this one small level. Kind of finish up the level design so we can plug it in and see how it looks.
Okay, so last night we had 3 characters, and now we have like 9 characters.
Ooh.
We've gotten rid of the bug with the arena that would close too quickly, and now we have a game loop going on.
Now I'm working on basically the different color variants for players on either side. So for the Joe Seal character that we're working on currently, we were gonna initially do the blue-pink thing, but then I thought it would be much more readable if we just gave him a mustache.
Okay, get closer, closer. There we go, look at that resemblance. Absolutely uncanny. So Walter, what are you working on here?
I am working on our gallery menu. We're gonna have all of our lovely mask art done by Batman put into a screen, and then we're going to have some flavor text written by Batman. And people are gonna read it and they're gonna like it.
How many characters are there?
There are 17.
17.
Some of them are more characters than others, but you know, we don't just win it.
I basically, okay, here's the thing. I hold that it's not my fault. I broke it, but it's Cam's fault. Because, see, Cam did the thing I told him not to do, which is make a prefab out of the sound manager. And I was like, don't do that. Don't do that thing. And then he did it. And I was
Well, I saw that he had this thing called a sound manager, so I took it and I put it in the game and I went.
Everything's wrong. Time is all relative, but not for me. Help.
Joe Seal. How's it going?
It's alright.
So what'd you think?
So MasqueRage is very ambitious for a weekend, has a lot of personality and flavor and wackiness that comes out of it. So I think if they just bring a bit more of that personality to the forefront, it'll work really well in their core gameplay loop.
You're looking away!